Hello, I've just been talking to this camera for the past half an hour. I had to do the voiceover for the video 2 weeks ago, plus the voiceover for last weekend that I just managed to leave behind and not do. And then I put the camera away and forgot that I actually needed to talk about today as well, so going well, definitely very behind. Classes today were pretty fun. I'm starting to get the hang out of understanding the class, and it's definitely much more interesting when I understand what's going on. I still don't get half of the jokes, but at least I understand the grammar explanations, which makes it really interesting. The grammar is so much more interesting when I understand the details and not just the general structure of it. Since it's Tuesday today, we had our seminar classes in the afternoon, which for today meant working on our group project. We haven't actually started the poster yet. We're supposed to finish it next week, but we had designed it in advance, but today we just decided to change that design and leaving me with a bunch of extra photoshopping to do because I need to redo one of the images. We also decided that we want to have drawings on the poster now, and one of the other people in my team has a fine arts degree, so he volunteered himself to do drawings based on my sketches from last week when we went to that art exhibition. After talking about this for 2 minutes, that sentence changed from I will draw to you will draw, and now I'm stuck doing 3 drawings plus the Photoshop thing, plus actually working on the poster and doing all the other things, and the 2 tests that I have this week. So I'm not sure how that happened, but I'm actually really looking forward to doing those drawings, but I'm definitely too busy for this. And I want to do my own drawings as well, but whatever. So on top of all of this poster stuff, I also have my normal candy test on Thursday, which is okay, I can do that. But we have a vocabulary test on Friday. At the start of the semester, we were given this booklet, and so we got told to work on it by ourselves, but I didn't really understand the explanation, and I forgot I owned that booklet. So as a result, last week, when I noticed we had a test coming up, I didn't really know what it was on, and I asked my friend and she said it's on that booklet that I had completely forgotten. It's over 50 pages. We were supposed to do it daily by ourselves and study it slowly and then get tested on it a month later. I didn't. So now I have to do all of that, but I don't want to be doing any of that right now, so instead I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and hope that that gives me the motivation to do some work. So it's currently 5:30 and I've just finished tomorrow's homework, which sounds great in principle, except for the fact that we have a test tomorrow. And according to this, I have memorized about 300 out of 360 words that I need to learn for the test tomorrow. But the problem is, I still have to go through this book and finish the last 10 pages of that, add them to my list, and then study those. Now, according to my friend, she ended up with 500 flashcards, and she wasn't putting on the easy vocabulary, which I have been doing because we have different definitions of easy. I'm probably missing around 300 words. It's gonna be a late night tonight. Wish me luck. So the test didn't go great, to be honest. I may just about make it to 50% if I'm lucky, but the passing grade is 60%, so I failed either way. But despite this, I'm actually really happy with the results. I was able to at least read the questions even if I wasn't able to answer them, which was an insane improvement because they were written with kanji that I couldn't read a week ago. So I'm really happy and proud of myself with how I did on the test despite the fact that I've literally failed. After class, I met up with Erica, one of Erica's classmates, and some friends of Erica's classmates. I hadn't met most of these people before, but the point of this was to have a group of different nationalities so that we could practice Japanese together instead of speaking English all the time, or in their case, Thai. This worked really well for about the first hour until we realized that all of us spoke English pretty much fluently and ended up talking English instead. But it was actually really interesting once we did switch to English and I could understand more than just the basics. I realized that this was a really fascinating group of people. One of them actually makes their own stamps, which is insane. I didn't know you could do that, and she might be teaching me how to do that at some point, so I'm really excited for that. Once we got to Fushiminari, we first had a look around the shops and the general area and just explored a little bit, and then headed towards a cafe on one of the side streets. It was one of these old Japanese places, so you had to take your shoes off to get in and sit on the floor by some of the tables. I had my first matcha latte, which was really delicious. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I just thought it would be like a sort of bitter tea, like oolong tea that I really don't like, but it was actually really good. Some of the people in my group decided to order some matcha ice lollies, which looked like perfectly normal ice lollies to begin with, except when the waiter brought them over, he decided to set them on fire. This is not how I would normally eat ice lollies, but they said they were really tasty. I'm still not entirely sure what that was about, but it was certainly very interesting to watch. Eventually we left the cafe to explore the area, but we were having so much fun just talking to each other that we left it a bit late and the sun was already going down at this point. I managed to get a little bit of footage, but not much. Most of it is actually way too dark to be visible. But I would like to go back to this place at some point during the day and maybe walk a bit further along the path. We also had a chance to look at the Mikagura ceremony, which is a dancing performance held every year in order to help the souls of people rest. This is a sacred ceremony, so we weren't allowed to take any photos. And I couldn't actually see very much because I'm very short, so we ended up leaving halfway through. But it was interesting to watch. The colors were really beautiful. I really wanted to paint the scene, but I couldn't see anything, really. I did try to get my sketchbook out. But yes, overall, it was a really fun day. Good morning, my lovelies. It is Saturday morning and I have so far had a fairly productive day of primarily editing, also exercising and doing laundry. And I am going to get started on some studying now. Despite the fact that I finished my exam on Friday, I still haven't done the booklet for the exam. So I do want to finish that, except I'm gonna do that at my own pace and not try and cram through 10 lessons per day now. And also I want to review the vocabulary that I studied for Friday, because I studied 450 words in 2 days, which means I don't know them very well. So I want to practice them and make sure that I'm going to remember them in a week and not just short-term memory. But I've also decided that I want to prioritize editing and doing fun things a little bit more and deprioritize my studying, because I feel like I'm totally overdoing it and I need to calm down because it doesn't actually matter. And I'm used to having just finished university. Every test I take and everything that I do is gonna affect my life. But this is just a fun gap year thing that I'm doing to enjoy myself. So I really want to have a more relaxed attitude towards it, even though I've been struggling to implement that. So hopefully I am going to have a less busy weekend and a less busy week. And if I stop getting really good marks at the candy test every week, that's okay, because it doesn't matter. Sunday was really fun. My friend Sylvia booked a ceramic class for the two of us, which is something that I've wanted to try for quite some time, and it was absolutely worth it. The location itself was so gorgeous that it was worth going to just to have a look at all the ceramic pieces they had around. The class was in Japanese, so I think eventually the teacher gave up on me and just maneuvered my hands into the correct positions rather than trying to make me understand what he was saying. I did get to practice my listening skills though, so that's something. We got to make 3 pieces of ceramic each and then chose 2 to have them properly burned and painted. We'll get to pick this up now in a month, which I'm really looking forward to, since so far I've been drinking tea out of my breakfast bowl, so it's gonna be great to have a real mug. It doesn't actually have a handle, but that's okay because at least it looks like a mug.